How do you know I'm not a gangster or used to be a gangster? I've been in the
were you-
music industry for 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, the industry's filled with gangsters.
Matthew Knowles is done keeping the peace. And this time, he's not pulling strings in the background or quietly covering up drama. No, the man who launched Destiny's Child into the spotlight is, according to insiders, stirring up a silent storm aimed straight at Jay-Z and the trigger. A long-buried paternity case that's suddenly back in the headlines, dragging a daughter into a scandal she never asked for. Sources close to the Knowles camp say Matthew's had enough. Enough of the Katt chaos dimming Beyoncé's shine. Behind closed doors, he's reportedly urging her to cut ties. The message: it might be time to walk who my father was, and for the case not to go how I was planning it. I really thought it was going to go different than, but this isn't just a protective father talking. This is someone who's been watching for decades, and now he sees the fuse burning out. From what's being whispered in Houston, Matthew but believes the latest accusations surrounding Jay-Z aren't just gossip, they're a full-blown credibility crisis. And he's allegedly pushing Beyoncé to take action to protect her brand, her children, and her peace of mind by legally stepping back from a man whose past might finally be crashing into his present. Let's be honest, when Matthew Knowles, the man who guided Beyoncé to global superstardom, starts threatening to speak out, that's not gossip, that's a declaration of war.
I can only say as a father that I hope I instill with them the values that they would want to look for in a man. And I think I did when Beyoncé wrote on her, I think it was her first album, maybe it was the second one, the song Daddy, that she hoped that she found someone just like her daddy.
Timing, no accident. As Jay-Z scrambles to defend himself from a bombshell lawsuit linking him to Diddy's disturbing legal chaos, a shadow from his past has come back into the spotlight. Ramir Satterthwaite, a man who's been fighting since his teenage years to prove that Sean Corey Carter is his biological father. For over a decade, this story stayed buried in sealed court files and barely heard interviews. But now, a new DNA test order is threatening to blow the lid off. Ramir alleges that DJ's legal team manipulated court procedures, dodged paternity testing, tampered with property filings, and buried the case in a maze of sealed motions and legal technicalities. And now that Ramir's mother, Wanda, has passed and can't defend her claims, her sworn statement where she says Jay-Z had a relationship with her when she was just 16 is being re-examined under a brand new microscope. If the DNA confirms what Ramir has been saying for years, this could wreck Jay-Z's public image, not just as a mogul but as a father and a husband. And for Matthew, that's where the line is drawn. Behind the scenes, insiders say he's furious that Beyoncé is left picking up the pieces, dodging whispers at her kid's school and trying to protect her legacy. Meanwhile, Jay stays silent, praying the headlines will fade. But this time, that silence might cost him, because Matthew is allegedly ready to leak communications between Jay-Z's legal team and Wanda's side. And some say those messages could expose a strategy of intimidation and strategic obstruction.
How did you feel initially when Beyoncé started dating Jay-Z, who is very successful, but he's also, generally considered a gangster rapper?
The question is, what else does Matthew Knowles know? Some insiders claim he's just getting started, that he's holding on to receipts, hush-hush settlement details, suspect conversations, and what sources call a blackmail slush fund, a secret stash Jay-Z allegedly uses to make problems disappear before they explode in the media. Whispers from former ROC-Fellow associates describe it as a panic vault, used to kill stories, silence lawsuits, and erase scandals before they hit TMZ or Page 6. No smoking gun yet, but the pattern, hard to ignore. Dismissed cases, sudden NDAs, and legal reps who can't seem to get their facts straight in court. One New Jersey attorney even admitted to falsely reporting Jay-Z's property ownership, helping him dodge the paternity test and shut the case down. To Ramir's guardian, Dr. Lily Coley, that wasn't a mistake. That was calculated fraud. And now, as Jay-Z's name gets pulled deeper into Diddy's legal firestorm, including horrifying claims about a minor at a 2000 afterparty, people are running out of patience for silence. Matthew reportedly sees the writing on the wall, and insiders say he's already got a legal counterpunch ready in case Beyoncé chooses to stay quiet, because if he goes public, if he releases emails, documents, or even sworn testimony, this could set off a chain reaction that threatens to unravel every corner of Jay-Z's empire.
So what happens now is this is simply a civil complaint. And in a civil complaint, it goes through the technical legal process. Now, the distinction, Jessica, between civil and criminal, of course, is that civil is for monetary damages, right? The system can only reward you with money. There's allegations that this 13-year-old is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, suffered depression, etc. So now you go to fact-finding, right?
Let's not act like this is Jay-Z's first brush with dark headlines. Back in '99, he narrowly dodged prison time after stabbing a man inside a Manhattan nightclub. Then there's the long whispered tension between him and Damon Dash over a love triangle nobody wants to revisit. Yet it keeps crawling back into relevance as new lawsuits peel back old affiliations. We already know things soured fast after Aaliyah allegedly distanced herself from Jay-Z to get closer to Dash. The tangled timelines, the subtle jabs, and that lingering sense of unresolved drama, it's followed Jay-Z like a shadow. And now, with Ramirez's claims tightening the grip and Diddy's legal downfall unraveling live, even longtime fans are beginning to wonder what's been hiding in plain sight all along. The bigger question, if this blackmail fund theory proves even partially real, it's not just a betrayal of Beyoncé, it's a betrayal of the entire narrative that built Jay-Z into a hip-hop legend, a billionaire born from hustle, not hush money. That story falls apart if it turns out his rise was fueled by airtight NDAs and legal smokescreens. And that's what purportedly has Matthew Knowles absolutely livid. According to a longtime Nolly's family associate, Matthew believes the time for truth has come, not only to shield Beyoncé's legacy, but to carve a clear boundary between her empire and Jay-Z's potential house of cards.
Moved her. So, civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, we'll see what happens if the DA looks and investigates.
Because what if more Ramirez come forward? What happens if that fund can't keep the dam from breaking? Matthew may not be threatening Jay-Z directly, but insiders say his message is loud and clear. Walk now or get swallowed by the secrets, and paternity isn't the only storm cloud looming. Quiet murmurs suggest Matthew isn't alone, that others, possibly even former ROC-Afella insiders, are sitting on digital receipts, emails, calls, old files, links between Ramirez, Diddy, and those eerie industry parties that people are now viewing in a much darker light. Still, total silence from Beyoncé. No official comment, no cryptic unfollow, no leaks to gossip. Blogs, just an unnerving quiet, the kind that doesn't feel like peace. It feels like warning, because if Matthew steps into the spotlight, if a court forces that DNA test, if Ramirez is proven right, what else rises with him? What other names, wire transfers, favors, or sealed records are waiting to detonate?
With respect to evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right? More than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right, in addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress.
And while Jay-Z's legal team may have built walls tall enough to keep the truth out for years, but right now, it's Beyoncé's silence that's doing all the talking. Not a peep from her camp, no statements, no spin, no soft denial, nothing. In the world of celebrity, silence like that doesn't go unnoticed, it gets dissected. People are starting to ask, is she buying time? Or is she quietly crafting an escape? PR insiders say her team is in full damage control mode, vetting every post, moderating every comment, and tracking media reaction like it's a live crisis feed. And fans, they've clocked the shift. Beyoncé skipped not one, but two major events this season. No glam shots, no digital cameos, not even a cryptic quote story. Just silence. Her IG feed, suddenly abstract, a photo of a dove, a wordless throwback, a Destiny's Child Dara snap with zero family presence. No Jay, no kids. The hive went into theory overdrive. Was it coded? Was it goodbye? One stylist connected insider said she's reevaluating everything. And that didn't sound like fashion advice. That sounded like life-changing decisions in the making.
And that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally.
Behind the scenes, the friction between Matthew Knowles and Jay-Z runs far deeper than this DNA case. This isn't just about a lawsuit, it's decades of distrust. Matthew never publicly embraced Jay-Z the way he welcomed Beyoncé's other collaborators. Remember, he was the mastermind behind her image long before ROC Nation entered the chat. And according to those close to the family, he's long believed Jay-Z's success was layered with secrets nobody wanted to untangle now. Those secrets are stepping into the courtroom in the form of sealed filings, legal discrepancies, and whispers that refuse to die. Matthew isn't the type to bluff. His industry reach is vast, and his reputation for being ruthless when cornered. Legendary J-Z single quotes legal team has always played hardball. The Ramirez case alone reads like a masterclass in legal stalling, venue switches, buried evidence, conflicting testimonies. But one specific hearing has people raising eyebrows. J-Z single quotes asked lawyer accidentally misstated property ownership, an error that conveniently got him off the hook for a mandatory paternity test. That wasn't a typo, that was a calculated move, and now The legal team is calling it what it is: fraud, not just bending the rules, but snapping them clean in half.
Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement. He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because rape in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint, is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, raped her.
For years, this legal fight was just slow motion, delays, red tape, procedural games, but now it's personal. In new filings and whispered interviews, Ramir Satterthwaite isn't just claiming Jay-Z is his father, he's now alleging Jay-Z knew all along. That changes everything. This isn't just about avoiding court, it's about consciously erasing a son. Ramir's sources claim Jay-Z spent years keeping the case distant. dismissible. And if that's true, the man who built a brand around fatherhood, legacy, and family may have chosen silence over responsibility. It reframes his entire story, his lyrics, his public persona, his parenting image, all of it. Because if Ramir's telling the truth, this isn't just legal neglect. It's emotional abandonment, not just of a child left searching for answers, but of a mother who, until her last breath, carried the weight of a secret the world refused to acknowledge.
With just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial, I just read a teeny part of it, it's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
Ramir's emotional toll has been quietly snowballing far from the cameras, headlines and flashing lights. While Jay-Z was stacking Forbes covers and building billion-dollar empires, Ramir says he was left battling courtrooms, grief, and identity crises, all while living in the shadow of a man adored worldwide, yet who, according to Ramir, never once looked his way. Mental health experts we consulted say that kind of drawn-out rejection, especially when the other parent is gone, can cause psychological damage that lasts a lifetime. This isn't about money or fame, it's about closure, and Ramir says that's something he's been denied again and again. It also puts a spotlight on Beyoncé and what she may or may not have known. If Jay-Z was aware all along and chose to hide it, then the betrayal isn't limited to Ramir. It spills over into his marriage and their entire family unit. Did Beyoncé ever sense something was off? Did she ask questions? Or is she learning alongside the rest of us, in real time, while the world watches? Either way, the emotional fallout is massive, because Jay-Z's silence may no longer be legal strategy, it might be guilt. And if that guilt ever cracks through the surface, it won't just threaten his public image. It could shake the very foundation of his marriage.
Blistering statement. Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?"
And that's the part that's got fans holding their breath. The thought that behind all the mansions and picture-perfect holidays is a wound that never fully healed. Ramir's claim that he was knowingly ignored cuts deep. It strips away the celebrity glitz and makes this scandal painfully personal. He wasn't out to topple a dynasty, he says he was just trying to meet his father. And now, after years of being shut out, the most brutal accusation isn't what's filed in court, it's in the unanswered silence he's lived with. All this is unfolding while Jay-Z is already catching heat from a separate lawsuit, one that links him directly to Diddy's scandal-plagued circle. One case, two powerful names, and decades of intertwined business. It used to be the kind of connection that fueled luxury and legend, but now it's under a microscope and what it reveals could be far from glamorous. If courts decide hush money and influence were used to sweep things under the rug, Jay-Z's kingdom, ROC Nation, Tidal, high-end partnerships could all start to crumble.
Mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men.
And Beyoncé, she now faces a choice no woman should have to make on the world stage. Does she stand by her family, or save herself? As a mother, she may want to shield her children, but as a billion-dollar brand, her silence risks being seen as complicity. One PR veteran who worked with her in the early 2000s put it plainly: Beyoncé understands the power of optics. If she hasn't spoken, it's because she's choosing her moment with surgical precision. Some say she's waiting on the DNA test before making any public move. Others believe she's already emotionally distancing herself from a man she no longer recognizes. Meanwhile, the Knowles-Carter tension is at a breaking point. Sources say Matthew is done protecting reputations, if Ramir's claims are confirmed. He's allegedly ready to release a full dossier packed with emails, early meeting notes, and even unreleased backstage footage. And if what he's holding turns out to be real, this won't just tarnish J-Z. It could blow the entire Carter legacy sky high. The royal couple of hip-hop may be on the verge of a downfall no PR team can contain. Messy, raw, and completely unfiltered.
And we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit.
Hollywood scandals come and go, but this cuts deeper. It's not just a scandal. It's a slow-burning collapse of trust, identity, and legacy. And if the dominoes keep falling, if this paternity bomb leads to more lawsuits, more whistleblowers, more secrets cracked open, Jay-Z, once crowned hip-hop's kingmaker, may be taken down by the very truth he spent millions trying to hide. So now we have to ask, if the DNA confirms Ramir's story, can Jay-Z survive the fallout? Will Beyoncé keep holding the line or break away and take control of her own story? And just how far is Matthew Knowles willing to go to defend his daughter and rewrite the narrative? Because the cracks are showing. The silence is deafening. And the truth, it might be just one court ruling away from tearing the Carter empire apart. Let us know your thoughts below. And until next time, stay bold, stay woke, and keep watching that throne, because it may not be standing much longer.